Alright, Pistons fans, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about Richaun Holmes. Reportedly, he will be available in free agency, and the question of this video is, should the Detroit Pistons trade for Richaun Holmes? Now, before we continue with the discussion, please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm so close to 5K subscribers. If you're new here and if you're a Pistons fan, please subscribe. Go check out my other content. I drop a lot of Pistons videos consistently, so please sub to the channel, give me the 5K. And today's like goal on this video is 130 likes. Now let's get into this. Play the intro.
Subscribe to Joe Polo 10.
Joe Dumars is the MVP.
Detroit basketball.
Okay, so we have this report here. You can put the image on the screen right now. It says, report, Kings are expected to trade Richaun Holmes this offseason via Jason Anderson. Now, I don't know the specific reason as to why the Sacramento Kings would really consider this, because thinking about it right now, you know, they just re-signed Richaun Holmes to a new contract, and they did just trade for Sabonis, so I don't necessarily know the specific reason as to why they would consider trading Richaun Holmes, but my only assumption would be is if the Kings don't make the playoffs this year. If they don't make it, maybe in the offseason they get frustrated and decide to move off of Holmes and try to get an upgrade over him. That is the only real way how I see this making sense with the Sacramento Kings. And, you know, talking about Holmes in particular, currently, as I said, the Kings just re-signed him. He is on a 4-year, $46 million contract. He's 6'10", 235 pounds. He mainly plays the center position, but does have some ability to play the power forward position as well. He's currently averaging 11 points and 7 rebounds. And my personal opinion on, you know, should the Pistons trade for Richaun Holmes, I'm not necessarily too interested in them doing this at this current point in time for multiple reasons. And the first reason is Marvin Bagley. We literally have someone already who has the same prototype of Richaun Holmes. They both do very similar things. So to add another guy who's basically the same type of player as Marvin Bagley, I'm not really too much of a fan of them doing that. You know, they're actually near identical in terms of their height and weight, both around, you know, 6'10", both around 235 pounds. They're nearly identical in that area, so they're similar in that way. And then their style of play, they're both big men who can't really space the floor that well, mainly operate out of the post and in the pick and roll. So not too interested at this current point in time to add a similar prototype to Bagley. And then thinking about what the Pistons will have to give up to get someone like Richaun Holmes, you know, we're obviously not going to give up Cade. That's out of the question. We're not going to give up Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart as well. You know, in the trade with the New York Knicks, we were trying to get Mitchell Robinson, but then the Knicks requested Isaiah Stewart, and after they requested him, the Pistons completely shut down the deal. So it appears that Stewart as well, the Pistons won't be interested in trading him. Killian Hayes, he has no trade value right now, so I don't see why the Kings would necessarily do that, especially when they already have someone like Davion Mitchell, a defensive focused point guard. They just traded for Josh Jackson, so I don't know if they would want someone like Hamidou Diallo. And just in general, I don't see a trade working with the Pistons unless you do something like Jeremy Grant, but that wouldn't really work for either team since they just got Sabonis. And for me, I want a true center. I don't want another, you know, 6'10", 230 pound guy. It's fine to have one on your team, but when you have someone like Isaiah Stewart who's not your typical height and wait for a big man, you need a real 7-footer, someone who's around 250 plus pounds, because you don't want to end up like the LA Clippers, okay? If you guys remember that team from a few years ago, you know, they had a whole bunch of two-way wings. You know, they had Mo Harkless at one point, the Morris brother, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. You had a whole bunch of, you know, two-way forwards, guys who were 6'8", 6'9". But then when it came to the big man position, they had Montrezl Harrell. As good as he is, he couldn't do it alone. And then they had Zubac, who was not good at all at that current point in time, especially when it came to defense and rebounding. So look at that Clippers team. When you don't have a true big man out there, you can only do so much with someone like Montrezl Harrell. So on this Pistons team, we got to get a true center to help out Stewart. We can't just have Bagley and Stewart out there. We need more, and that's not Richaun Holmes. And if we were to bring him in, he would, you know, be a guy who could average like 15 points, 8 rebounds. He could do something like that on the Pistons. He could be effective for us, being in the pick and roll with Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes, especially with seeing the success of Marvin Bagley in the pick and roll in the Pistons. But guys, we have over $30 million in cap space this free agency. We could literally go get anyone else that we choose to get. We wouldn't have to trade our assets to get them. We could just sign them easily and don't have to give anything up. And in conclusion, you know, I really do like Richaun Holmes as a player. I believe he's talented, but a trade for him at this current point in time, I just don't envision anything happening when I look at all possible scenarios. So, Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I could be wrong about this. I could be forgetting about something and just not thinking of it right now. But as of right now, I just don't see a trade with Richaun Holmes coming to the Pistons. So, Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 4K, and I'm out.